Hello my friends, this is Amner Hunter from amnerhunter.com. In this video, I'm gonna be checking out a brand new de-esser plugin that could be a better alternative to some expensive de-essers out there. This plugin, it's called T-De-Esser Pro by the company Techivation. Some months ago, they released a free version and more recently another free version. This is one of the best free de-esser plugins, and actually it could be an alternative to some paid ones. So now they went above and beyond, adding a lot of features to this Pro Premium de-esser plugin. I would say it's a much more affordable plugin to, for instance, Fab Filter Pro DS or the SPL De-esser by Plugin Alliance. In this video, I'm gonna show you all of the features of this plugin. Also, I'm gonna be using some audio examples of this plugin in action, of course. And also, I'm gonna be comparing the features of this plugin with some of the competitors out there. Now, full disclaimer, my friends, Techivation did pay me for the making of this video, but all of the opinions are mine. Of course, I didn't send the video before or anything. They are just watching the video like yourself today. Before we go straight into the content, my friends, I would like to invite you to my website, amnerhunter.com. I have some free stuff for you. I have some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players. Also, I have some free tools available, a huge collection of guitar impulses, my Cubase mixing template, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out my blog and the channel, which I'm updating with tons of free resources and content each week. So now let's get straight to the video. First, let's talk about what are de-essers. Basically, de-esser plugins, what they do and what they are compressors, basically, that are more focused on the esses. The esses of the vocals are focused more in the high end part of the frequency spectrum. SS frequencies might vary between 5 kilohertz all the way to 10, 11 kilohertz, depending on the vocals, right? Depending on if it's a male vocal or if it's a female vocal as well. So the de-essers basically are compressors, but it's more specialized. So they will reduce the audio in those frequencies depending on the threshold that we set. So why do we need to attack this? Well, in recording, sometimes these S's, depending on the vocalist as well, these S's might get in the way of the cymbals or might be too sibilant or too harsh to the ear, so we need to reduce them a bit. So that's why de-essers exist. So you could say, why don't use dynamic equalization, right? Where you combine equalizer with compression. And yes, some equalizers that can become dynamic might get some of the job done, but de-essers have more control and they have more features that are specialized only to this problem. That's why de-essers, I think, come into place better when having this situation. Before I show you the plugin and all the capabilities, I want to show you the song that I'm gonna be working with today. Protect your ears, lower the volume a little bit because it has some harsh frequencies in the upper highs, especially the guitars, the cymbals, and the lead vocals. Pay attention and listen if you can notice what's going wrong in the high end.
Stepping out, the shadows give no hope. Can't pretend I'm not all alone. Don't need love, this I know. It's all promises and lies. Stepping out, the shadows give no hope. Love, this I
These instruments are having harsh sound on the high end. When you go through each one of the elements, you definitely can hear some resonances up there that we need to get rid of or reduce, right? So that's where de-essers come in handy. So now let's go to the plugin. Let's check out some of the features that it has. This is how the plugin looks and it's set by default. Let's start with the controls up here. First, you have this level of output to compensate in case that you lose some volume, and you will sometimes when you are reducing the esses or frequencies that are harsh in the high end, just double click in any parameter and it will be set by default. Here you have the main control, right? This is the threshold. Basically, the more you reduce this, it will start to compress. This is the signal and it will show the compression here. It will show the gain reduction that is happening there. Double click and you reset it by default. You have the output level meter. Here you have the frequency ranges that you can choose from. Notice how this filter that you have here changes also. You can focus on the low highs from 1 kilohertz to 4K, right? Then you move to mid high frequencies to 4K. Then you can move to high frequencies from 5 kilohertz all the way up to 10 kilohertz, which sometimes most of the S's are in this range. And also in the high end, there might be also some harsh frequencies up there. Pretty cool thing that this filter, you can pretty much customize it to whatever frequency range you choose. Then we move to the knobs here. The intensity knob, the processing of the de-esser will be more intense. The more you bring up this knob, too much might sound unnatural. So be careful with this knob. By default, it's right there. It works as a ratio control in a compressor, right? The sharpness is another control that will depend on the settings that you put here. It can sound as a more smooth or a more hard sound. Just play with these knobs and make the decision based on what sounds better. And then you have the normal controls of the compressor, the attack and release times, right? Very cool. Another cool feature this plugin has is the look ahead function. You can enable it by clicking here. With this, you have more control over the transient, that initial spike of the vocals or any sound. Sometimes it works and sometimes don't. So also use your ears here. Then we move to this section where you have the mix control. So you can use it as a parallel processing, right? 0%, no processing, all the way up to 100%. You have the quality parameter here, which is the oversampling. You can put it all the way up to 16x. Of course, more processing power from your CPU will be used the more you increase this. Yes, I suggest you to use oversampling to avoid digital distortion and aliasing distortion, especially on the high end, which occurs without us being able to hear it. So definitely use this oversampling 2x or 4x. It will be very helpful. Here in the audition controls, you have two parameters. The diff, if you click on this, you will only be hearing what the de-esser is doing, only what this gain reduction is doing. And this filter allows you to hear what's going on in this frequency range that you choose here, right? Then we move to the last section of the plugin. This link control works with this mode. You can use it as a left or right, which is a stereo mode, or you can process also the signal in mid side. And with this link control, you can choose how much percentage of these modes are set. Last, you have here a low pass filter or a high cut, and also pretty cool feature that other plugins more expensive don't have is the saturation control. You can add saturation to the signal, adding harmonics, right? So it's very important that when you use this, more you need to use the oversampling, right? To avoid the digital distortion on high frequencies when rendering the track. Now let's talk about some of the competitors on the market when it comes to premium de-esser plugins. First, we have the Fab Filter Pro DS here. You have the threshold, you have the range control. Here you have the frequency range where you can see where are the frequencies that are hurting the signal or are more exaggerated. So with this threshold control, you start to compress. You have here a visual interface. Also, you can listen only what the de-esser is doing and what the gain reduction is doing here, the same as the T-De-Esser Pro. You can also audition what's going on in this range, the same as this filter. You have also the oversampling, 2x and 4x, very important. You have more oversampling on the T-De-Esser Pro up to 16x. You have here two different modes, single vocal for a single vocal performance or all around for more complex material. Some advanced features, wide band, split band, which to be honest, I have never used. You have the look ahead control, the same as this one, and the stereo link mid or side. You have control here over the output level. This plugin, it's $179 actually. The T-De-Esser Pro, it's in $90. Now let's move on with the SPL De-esser by Plugin Alliance. This one is pretty simple. You have the reduction here of the esses and you have the meter here of what you're reducing. You can have an auto threshold here. You set this to male or female vocal, and you can use it also as a mid or side processing. You have the A/B functionality as well. This to test two different settings. As you see, very simple interface. This plugin is in 149 bucks last time I checked, and it also comes with another module. This is the threshold or reduction of the esses. You can focus on the high band, low band, male or female, and you can also reduce some of the lows with this A/B switch and mid and side controls as well. Can power off the plugin here or power on. This plugin, it's not highly advanced, I think, for the price as the T-De-Esser Pro or the Fab Filter, but the Fab Filter is in 179 and this T-De-Esser Pro, it's in 90 bucks. So as you can see, a lot of advanced features for a more affordable price. So now let's check out this plugin in action. I'm gonna show you how I like to approach when using this plugin. I'm gonna do some before and afters on each instrument and also all of the instances of the plugin that I'm gonna be using in the lead vocals, in the rhythm guitars, and also in the hi-hats, overheads, and cymbals, right? Let's go.
Stepping out, the shadows give no home. Not all alone. Don't need love, this I know. It's all promises and lies. Stepping out, the shadows give no hope. Don't need love, this I know. It's all promises and lies. The shadows give no hope. I'm not all alone. Don't need love, this I know. It's all promises and lies. Stepping out, the shadows give no home. Can't pretend I'm not all alone. Don't need love, this I know. It's all promises and lies. Stepping out, the shadows give no home. Can't pretend I'm not all alone. Don't need love, this I know. It's all promises and lies. Can't pretend I'm not all alone. Don't need love, this I know. It's all promises and Give no hope. Can't pretend I'm not all alone. Don't need love, this I know. It's all promises and lies.
Please let me know down below in the comments, my friends, what are your thoughts on this new de-esser plugin. Let me know if you're gonna try it. I'm gonna leave everything down below as well. There is a 14-day free trial that you can go ahead and check out right now. Please let me know down below in the comments what's your approach when using de-essers on a mix. Before I let you go, my friends, I would like to invite you to my website, amnorhunter.com, where I have some free stuff for you. I have some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players. Also, I have some free tools available, a huge collection of guitar impulses, some presets of some plugins that I use, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out my blog and this channel, which I'm updating weekly with tons of free content. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you very soon on the next one. All right?